Hello, welcome to 8th grade night. I'm Mrs. Angel. I teach Intro to Art and all the advanced art courses here at Joliet West. Currently, I'm in my art studio at home, and this is where I create my own artwork. So I am a working artist as well as a teacher. I've got a couple of things to show you so that if you're interested in taking art, maybe this will inspire you a little bit. Okay, so here we go. So of course, this is very weird that we're doing it this way. Um, but as you can see, we're going to try to make this as interesting as possible. So I'm going to give you as much information as I can in as little time as I can so that I don't take up too much of your time. But I hope that this is something that can inspire you. So I graduated from Concordia University. In 2002 with a bachelor's degree in education, and I minored in art and drawing, of course. And then I got my master's of art in 2007 from Governor State University. And then I went back for another master's in educational leadership. That's a lot of school. My little fur babies are known as the Oogie Boogie Girls because I named them after the rotten little beasts kids from The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's these kids right here. So this one is Lock, this is Shock, this is Barrel. So here we have Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And these are my little Oogie Boogie Girls. If you want to follow them on Instagram, they're at Oogie Boogie Girls. And by the way, they're right there in the background. Little maniacs are always hanging around with me all day long. I love it. It's such a great thing to have my little monkeys with me all day long. So that's kind of like the plus side of being in remote learning right now. Okay, so I teach Intro to Art and, like I said, all the other advanced art courses. So when you start in Intro, you're going to learn about and practice working with traditional media, drawing, painting, and some sculpture. And this is all the traditional media that then you can use in other technology. So if you like using Photoshop and apps like Procreate, they do things so that it's almost like working with the real thing. So if you don't have experience working with the real thing, you're going to have a hard time working with the virtual thing. So I'll give you a little bit of information on how to use that, and then you can transfer all those skills and knowledge onto virtuals and technology. And mainly how to think creatively. So this is something that careers are always looking for from their new hires. They want people who can think differently and really, think about other ways of using the knowledge that they already have. And this is something that I really emphasize in my art courses. Okay, so this is one of my very first projects of the year that we do with my Intro to Art. We work with drawing pencils and we work with still life. That means that you're drawing something that is sitting right in front of you and you're using your skills. This is really good, and look at the really good detail that we see from my Intro to Art students. This is good work. But it doesn't just happen. We have to learn about the basics. So we learn about, shading, highlights, blending, different pencils, all kinds of things like that, so that we can understand how light works and how the media works. So we practice with very simple objects. We start with spheres and cubes, cylinders, and cones. And we practice those so that we can understand how to work with the media and how to really see. I really have to learn how to see so that you can draw what you see. And then from there, we also learn other media. So besides graphite pencil, we also learn to use charcoal. Color pencil, that's my favorite. I love color pencil. And my theory is that if you learn how to work with color pencil very well, you can pretty much work with any media of color, because color pencils are basically paint that are inside a stick. So if you can really understand how to work with color pencil, you can understand paint, especially acrylic and oil paints. We also work with ballpoint pens. Look at this awesome work that can be done with a very simple ballpoint pen. We work with Scratchboard. If you've never worked with Scratchboard before, we start off by playing with it. We play with the glitter Scratchboard and the one with the rainbows and polka dots, so that you can understand how it feels to work with it, because it feels funny at first. But look at this elevated artwork. This is really, really high elevated artwork that can be done with something that as kids we used to play with. Watercolor is another painting technique that you learn. Not everybody likes watercolor, but it is fun to at least play with it. So we do a lot of playing with our media as we learn to use it. We also work with acrylic paint, chalk pastels, and look at what my artists have done in the past after a semester or so of working with different color media. So some students prefer to work with watercolor and acrylic paint. That's the first one that you're looking at. Other students prefer to work with color pencil and pastels. That's the second one that you're looking at. So even though we're all working on the same project, students like to work with different materials as they've gained experience with it. So I am really always open to allow students to continue to work with the styles that they have acquired throughout the years and with the skills that they're really confident with. So this is a lot of fun. And again, look, remember the first project that I showed you where we work from an actual still life in front of us? We continue practicing this. So here, one of my students is working with a photo that she took of Candy. Here's another one that was finished from one of my Intro to Art seniors who had never taken art before. And then look at these skills, took a picture of some cookies and candies, and then completed this using a combination of color pencil and paint. This is spectacular for an Intro to Art student. But all of my art students are always successful. Even though it doesn't look like this one, you know, look at the awesome artwork that's done on this one using acrylic paint. So still very successful work and always having a lot of fun. Look at this table. I love when tables look like this. It's a mess, but it's so much fun. It's a fun mess to have. And then if you're interested in continuing exploring your art skills or to have fun, we also offer advanced art classes. You know, you can skip intermediate art. I mean, if you're really, really doing well in intro and you want to skip intermediate, it's fine. In intermediate art, we learn a little bit more than we did in intro, but you have a lot more independence with your themes and your concepts. But if you want to skip it because you know you've already got so many advanced skills, just talk to me and I'll be able to talk to your counselor about it. But you don't have to. You can always go on to intermediate art and continue to advance your skills. And then you can move on to more advanced art classes. So we offer 2D Art 1, which is advanced drawing and painting, 3D, which is advanced sculpture with ceramics and glass, and we also offer AP Art and Design. You can complete up to 3 different portfolios. You can do a drawing portfolio, a 2D, and a 3D portfolio. So you can be taking art for the rest of your high school career, and you would have so much fun. You would get college credit, and you would be able to skip some of the beginning art courses in some colleges. So let me know what you think about that as we work on our skills in Intro to Art. So this is me. You can reach me at iangel@jths.org. Thank you for listening, and that was my Bitmoji, but here I am again. So I kind of look like my Bitmoji sometimes. Thank you. Bye.